Welcome to Mongolia, the land of Genghis Khan and vast open spaces. It's about 10 degrees today, but in the winter time it can reach -40. And in case you hadn't noticed, it's blooming windy.
This is one of the most sparsely populated places on Earth, with just 3.5 million people on a landmass 6 times the size of the UK. There are roughly 20 times more livestock than humans, and about a third of the population are pastoral herders. Today, I'm visiting one of those families to see how they're managing in the face of increasingly unpredictable weather conditions.
It's windy.
Bitter winters, scorching summers, and degraded grazing land, and how they're working to adapt and protect their way of life. Badma and her husband Bold have raised 3 children here while caring for their livestock, a task that gets harder every year. Last winter alone, Mongolia lost over 7 million animals to the brutal cold.
Сүүлийн 2 жилөөл одоо маш их засцууд их орсон. Тэр өвлүүд ер нь зарим айлууд бол ер нь маш их малаа алдсан. Манай хувьд бол нэлийн багахан ер нь бол хорогд багтай өвлийг даван туулсан. Тэр нь болохоор хашаа хороо сайтай, хэвтэр бууцтай. Тэгээ өвс тэжээлийг өөрсдөө тариалдаг, ногоон тэжээл тариалдаг. Өвсийг ихэр нөөцлөний хүчинд бол одоо тэжээлдээ өвс хивэг.
The family managed to protect their animals through investments from an IFAD-funded project in partnership with the government of Mongolia. They learned to manage pastures, improve breeding, and grow and store fodder, which is crucial for sustaining their livestock during the dzud, the name given to Mongolia's harsh winters.
So every day they let the animals out of the stockade so they can graze on the pasture. And you can see they're really enthusiastic about it. I'm just wondering how far they actually go.
Herders like Badma and Bold pack up their belongings and move with the seasons, often 5 times a year in search of fresh pasture for their animals.
What I'm finding fascinating about being here is that the system that they work here, that the family has here, is replicated right across the plains throughout the seasons. Now that's a lot of work, and as it gets colder, they work harder.
Along with harsher winters, herders now face longer, hotter and drier summers, making it harder for livestock to find both water and healthy pasture. Each day, Bold leads his animals to a nearby water well, a lifeline not just for his herd, but for 6 other herding families too. Wells like this have been built with support from the IFAD-financed project, helping communities adapt to increasingly arid summers and a changing landscape.
За бидний намайг бол баг байхад баг болчир байхад бол энэ аманд маань ерөөсөө гол урсдаг байсан, нууртай байлаа. Хэд хэдэн газар их морь шигддэг, машин шигддэг намагтай байсан. Тэгээд энэ намаг усан ширгээд одоо бол ерөөсөө хайрыг нь гарцсан, чулуун гарцсан иймэрхүү байдалтай. Энийг харин усгүй болоод энэ чинь хайрыг болоод ингээд хуурашаад ирсэн үед худаг гаргаж байна гэдэг чинь бас давуу тал.
One thing that remains constant, no matter the hardship or the extreme climate, is the fantastic Mongolian food. And today I'm going to learn how to make a Mongolian classic called lapsha. Now it's a noodle soup with dried meat and veggies. And then, if that wasn't enough, I'm going to learn how to make the famous Mongolian stuffed dumpling called buzz. And guess what? It all happens in a gare. See you in a bit.
The first step is hammering the meat, naturally air-cured for months by Mongolia's winds.
It should be on the middle.
It should be on the middle. It's moving. Sorry, I'm not doing very well here, am I?
I asked Badma about the dish we're making.
Болон ер нь л хөдөөний яг цэнхэн цэвэр одоо хийдэг хоолны нэг.
We've tenderized the meat. What's the next step?
Ингээд бүр өшөө жижиг болгоод энэ юм хэлдэг байна да. Одоо ингээд хайчилж жижиглж энэндээ хийж. Гадна хаягсыг найрлах.
As we cooked, Badma shared more of the challenges herders face: low livestock prices, high interest loans, and limited access to markets. While the broth was on the stove, I took the opportunity to speak with Jing Pakjuran from IFAD to hear how they plan to help herders tackle these issues.
We supported banks to provide financing to herders and cooperatives. One of the things that we're going to do is to put up like collection centers where, in a certain locality, the herders would come into that place, and there's going to be a center for aggregators. We'll couple that with using smartphones to be able to track traceability where these products are coming from, and also for marketing purposes, payment and access to finance.
That shrinks the middleman and their operations, and it goes directly to who it should really go to. That's fantastic. I'm really pleased to hear that, actually.
Jing also told me a third of human-caused methane emissions come from livestock, mainly cow burps, and that IFAD are exploring ways to help farmers reduce their emissions. Back in the gear, Badma showed me how to make the famous buzz.
Badma's rolling it and then spinning the disc of dough as she's rolling, and it's pretty quick, that. It's so difficult. It's occurred to me, being here, that the Mongolian herders are facing some of the toughest conditions on the planet, but with the right support they're finding ways to adapt, and their resilience is nothing short of incredible. No, it still ends up like Santa's sack, no. And it's important that they are finding those ways, and with that support, because it enables them to keep their traditions and their culture alive and well.
They look absolutely beautiful, but I can definitely see the ones that I've had my hands on.
I have to say, it's been an absolute privilege to share a meal and the time with Badma and the family. And it's been amazing to see them work, and to see them laugh together and play together and eat together, to work hard to maintain their traditions, their connection, their love, and their spiritual home, which is this wonderful land. And I've just borrowed one of the boys' motorcycles, and I'm off for a little tootle. And by the way, for anybody that's watching, there's no helmet laws here.